The following podcast is an enticing media production.
Where the Nell have you been? Join us for conversation about life, business, and everything in between. Welcome to What the Nell, where we've got stories to tell. Here's your host, Nell Tice.
Hello, and welcome back to another brand new episode of the What the Nell podcast with yours truly, Nell Tice. You got a solo one today. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I was trying to think about topics for today, and I came across one that I've actually been wanting to do for a while, but for some reason I just never pursued it. So here we are. But this is something that is very near and dear to me. I'm very passionate about because I've always been passionate about food and what I put into my body and all of those things. And one of my non-negotiables when I first went full-time with our business was I will not let my diet suffer because I'm super, super busy. I'm focused on business instead of, coming home like I did when I worked at a place, coming home, making dinner, and just going about like the nightly routine. I wasn't going to sacrifice that. My husband still has that routine, so I still want to be somewhat in harmony with that. So preparing meals each night is something that's very important to me, and it's also important because of my health. Now, it's also a creative outlet for me, that is cooking, which is interesting because people are always like, why do you have a creative job now? Why do you need a creative outlet? Well, I got news for you. Everybody needs a creative outlet. So this is just one of mine. So anyway, I have 5 meals that are super easy to prepare. They're quick, they're healthy, and they're easy on the cleanup. Something that is really important for all busy entrepreneurs. And I think hopefully that you will like them. They can be done with meat, tofu. So whether you're vegan or you're not, like this works. So you can make it work for you. Now, I will ask you to introduce a little bit of creativity into what you're preparing. If you are, I don't want to say restricted. Restricted is not the right word. But if you prefer certain items over others, I will ask you to introduce a little bit of creativity, maybe on the flavor side of things. But anyway, I'm going to get right into it because I want to make this one fairly short and sweet for you because I know y'all are busy. So, all right. The first one that I'm going to tell you about is one that I do a lot, and it's I call it the sheet pan anything, but it's basically a sheet pan dinner where you take whatever meat. I usually use chicken. You can use tofu. You can use shrimp. You can use anything you want. You want to pop that onto a sheet pan for the oven. And while you're getting that started off in the oven, obviously you want to use olive oil or some sort of something to have spices stick to the outside of the meat. Probably a few of you are like, man, you should never have a cooking show because the way you describe things is not appetizing. But any sort of something that can allow the spices to adhere to what you're cooking is preferable. So olive oil, even butter, coconut oil. A lot of people use avocado oil. I'm a big fan of too. So obviously salt, pepper, and add any spices or anything that you would want. I love to use some sort of Cajun seasoning or Old Bay. Old Bay is good on everything, not just seafood. So anything you want, pop that into the oven while that's happening. Chop up some veggies, broccoli, carrots, onions. You could even, my gosh, if you wanted an entire like well-rounded meal with some carbs too, you could throw some chickpeas on there. And anything that you've got sitting in your fridge too. This is a great way to clean out the fridge. If you've got something that's on the edge of expiring, this is a great way to use everything up. So this one in particular is quick, healthy, easy cleanup, and also good for the environment because it's creating less waste, less things that you'll throw away from your refrigerator later on. So anyway, depending on what you're cooking is going to dictate the cooking times in your oven. So typically for like a boneless, skinless chicken thigh, I would check on it at 20 minutes. And as soon as your veggies are chopped up and ready to go, season those up too. Olive oil, avocado oil, whatever you want, throw them on the tray while the cooking has been started. And yeah, check on it after 20 minutes and then kind of gauge and use your spidey senses to figure out, is it done yet? Use a thermometer for the chicken. I use thermometers every single time. I used to work in food safety. So I'm very conscious of those types of things. So I always use a meat thermometer, especially when I'm cooking chicken. So that is dinner number 1. Dinner number 2, I actually just did this week for the first time. I'm not really sure why. It's a version of teriyaki chicken and vegetables in the air fryer. So how many of you have air fryers? We've had an air fryer for a couple of years now, and I freaking love it. The only thing that I don't love is that I don't know what the coating is on the actual vessel itself. Like, is it a Teflon coating? It's some sort of nonstick. Not sold on that. However, the air fryer is perfection when you're looking to make something quick and healthy. So what I did was I took chicken breasts and I cubed them up, just chopped them up into 2-inch cubes, and threw them in a Ziploc bag. I used, I think, rice vinegar, soy sauce, a little bit of olive oil, sesame seeds, no salt because the soy sauce has plenty of sodium in it, some pepper, garlic, ginger, all the good spices and the warm spices. So I mixed everything up in a bag. I put it in the fridge for you can do it for an hour. Honestly, you can even do it while you're chopping up the vegetables and it will infiltrate into the meat and create this awesome flavor and really tender meat too. So I chop up some more veggies for this. I would use carrots, onions, broccoli, asparagus is another great one. Anything that you've got laying around. I wouldn't necessarily use greens for this because they might get a little strange unless you want to pop them in when there's a minute left, because greens are very finicky and they should really only be thrown in last minute because they can get overcooked real quick. Green beans is another great one to use. Season those up, throw everything in the air fryer all together, pop it on for 20 minutes, and usually in about 20 to 25 minutes, it's ready. It's done. Put it over. If you want rice, you can make rice off to the side. I don't necessarily need that. Add a little extra soy sauce. So good. Oh, and sriracha. You have to add sriracha if you like spicy. So that's an awesome dinner too. Number 3, don't save the tacos just for Tuesday. Every night can be taco night. So I just love throwing a pound of ground beef in the cast iron pan, season it up with some taco seasoning. If you don't have any, just use some salt, pepper, and cumin. You'll get some of the flavors, and add a little chili powder. So you don't always have to have exactly what you need. You can do some substitutions and things like that to create the flavors that you're looking for. So that in the cast iron, you can warm up some tortillas. I love Siete almond flour tortillas because corn and wheat and gluten is great. It's fine, but I usually try to save those for weekend meals. But whatever you like is fine. Warm those up, and then whatever you've got in your fridge. If you got baby spinach, use that on your tacos. Some lettuce, pickled onions would be awesome. I use Greek yogurt in place of sour cream. Gives you that same tanginess. Salsa, that would be really good. So definitely quick and easy, 1-pan meal, perfect. And so yeah, like I said, don't save the tacos just for Tuesday. You can make them different every single time. Add a little cheese. I like to put eggs on my tacos because it adds protein. And so it's like breakfast tacos, but I'll make them in the morning too. Anyway, so that's number 3. Number 4, I love to do foil packs. And I haven't done this in a while because I typically do them during the summer. So if you've got an outdoor grill or some sort of outdoor cooking vessel, I love doing foil packs. So what I'll do is in the morning, I'll just like throw a chicken thigh in a foil pack with some peas, carrots, onions, broccoli. I eat a lot of peas and carrots and onions and broccoli, asparagus, anything that you've got, again, sitting around. I usually throw some salt, pepper, cumin on there. I love cumin with peas for some reason. I think it's like the sweet with the earthiness of the cumin. Anyway, without getting too detailed, you could even do balsamic vinegar. That would add a really different flavor. You could do salmon instead of chicken, shrimp, scallops. Just be careful with the scallops. You got to cook them like perfectly. But maybe that's something better to do in a pan. But anyway, foil packs, throw them on the grill when you're about ready to eat, check on them in 20 minutes and voila. You don't even have to put the food in a dish. You can keep it in the foil pack and you literally can just crumble it up and throw it away when you're done. Yes, you need a fork, but you can use plastic or whatever. I would prefer bamboo, but whatever. So yeah, easy, super quick cleanup, healthy, all of that good stuff. So yeah, we've got a lot of meat and vegetables, but honestly, like a balanced diet, that kind of includes meat or your choice of meat and vegetables. So I highly recommend that one. All right, I've got one more, and this is kind of like I know you could just open a jar of sauce for pasta, right? I love taking fresh veggies and roasting them in the oven. Tomatoes, for sure, is like the staple. You got to have the tomatoes. Throw them on a sheet pan. Have them, quarter them, whatever you want to do. Olive oil, salt, pepper, onion, garlic, and even throw some basil in there like the last second because that will get way overdone. But really, onions, garlic, salt, pepper, tomatoes is really all you need. Add a pinch of sugar and then take it out of the oven, throw it in a blender, and you've got your own roasted pasta sauce. And I'm telling you, roasting everything is so worth it because that flavor will come through in the pasta sauce and it just like takes it to the next level. So, look, everybody just needs to open a jar of sauce occasionally, but if you want something fresh and something really good for you and healthy, this is a great way to go. Now, as far as the pasta itself, if you're looking for healthy, obviously in moderation with everything. So use the noodles that you get at the grocery store. That's totally fine. Like the regular box noodles, the wheat ones or enriched ones, I should say. I love using chickpea flour noodles. I love using, it's a brand called Banza. I don't know how you say it, but it's pasta made from chickpea flour and you cannot tell the difference. And it has loads more protein in them, which keeps you fuller longer. Obviously, chickpeas are so good for you. I also like Jovial brown rice pasta. That I think is even better, although it's brown rice. So I try not to eat them as often, but I just got a box of those this past weekend and they're sitting in my pantry now, which I'll probably use them this weekend. But yeah, those are two really great alternatives to regular enriched pasta that if you want some added health benefits and you don't feel like, doing something completely off the wall. You could do zoodles if you want, which is just like, zucchini that is like, I don't know what you call that. Oh, a spiralizer. You put the zucchini through a spiralizer and it creates noodles from your zucchini. So that's really cool. I love doing that during the summer when zucchini is fresh and local from the farm. Not my garden because I wish I had a green thumb. Anyway, we do grow tomatoes fairly well. I don't know why. And peppers. Anyway. So those are some pasta options for you. I love keeping, I know it's dairy, and if you don't do dairy, that's fine, but you can do dairy-free cheese too. I love keeping different types of cheese in the fridge to add different flavors and textures. Obviously, mozzarella will give you that stretchy, like glorious pizza feeling with that. So whatever you're adding that to, you're going to get an experience. I love having Parmesan, like real Parmesan, not the canned stuff that's already grated because it's just not the same. Trust me. And I also like having good cheddars for tacos and things like that. Like, cheese can really elevate whatever it is that you're making. It's not just, covering it in cheese because you like cheese, but it really can add dimensions and textures and flavors. So that's just like a little pro tip. So if you do dairy or not, either one. So anyway, I hope that you found some of this information beneficial to you. It's January, early January. Everybody's got goals, maybe some health goals, things like that. And I hope that this episode was able to help you with those goals, especially if you're a busy entrepreneur. But these meals obviously work for busy families, moms, dads, everybody that's got, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to have a good meal that maybe you just will run to McDonald's one less time. So, all right, that is where I'm going to leave this one. If you have a favorite meal that you love to make that's super quick and easy, that you have found really beneficial for you, let me know. I would love to hear about it. Maybe we could do a whole series or something like that. Speaking of series, February 12th, I think, is the date. The special exclusive series of the What the Nell podcast with Steve Trott is airing. We're going to be dropping a few episodes at once and then releasing an episode each week. Following that, we haven't decided exactly how many episodes will come of this, but the series is called Don't Follow Me, which is focused and centered around followings on social media for you and for people that you follow. So we're going to be hitting up a bunch of topics on the following topics. So I'm really excited for that. We're going to have some great guests for that one too. So look forward to that. We've also got some more exciting guests coming up for What the Nell as we enter our third year in existence and we celebrate the 100th episode of What the Nell. So stay tuned for all of that. And as always, hit us up, send us an email. If you'd like to be a guest, let me know. I also make sure you subscribe to this podcast on your favorite platform. Like it. We are on YouTube now, so head over there to subscribe to the channel, like the videos if you like what you hear. And so we've got, like I said, so much exciting stuff coming up for What the Nell. So stay tuned. And as always, thank you for listening, and I will catch you on the next one.
To learn more about how to tell your story, connect with Nell at enTICEingmedia.com. That's ENTICEING media.com. Thanks for listening to the What the Nell podcast.